Hello there, this is Joe Martin. This is a cabin talk. Kind of dark in here. Sorry about the lighting, maybe a little bit, but I want to talk to you about what love can do. You know, people will do amazing things for love. I was reading about the man who built the Taj Mahal. He built it, according to the story, as initially a tomb, but as a memorial for his wife, who was his constant companion. He loved her so much. We know of parents that will do amazing things. You know, the classic story of the mom lifts the car off the kid, or races into a burning building, or maybe you're just like maybe the dad that just goes upstairs and changes a diaper in the middle of the night. Love will get you to do some amazing things. And you know, friends will do amazing things for each other. Great acts that they don't seem hard because they just needed to be done. Jesus even said, no greater love has any man than to lay down his life for his friends. And of course, you know, Jesus said, if you obey me, you are my friends. When you really love someone, you will do it. You will just do what is needed. This is why God always looks for love. As a matter of fact, he commands us to love. And so there's a role to that. He says, this is what I really want from you. This is why Jesus asked Peter over and over again, do you love me? He did not say, do you promise that you'll never deny me again? Do you promise that you will not just open your mouth without thinking? He says, do you love me? Because he knew that if he had that love, all the rest sooner or later would follow. And Peter came to see this also. You know, Jesus taught all the way through. He said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. You know, there's a kind of a general truth in that you get out of reading the New Testament, that loving God is the only path to real sanctification. Now, there's all kinds of other things that people get wrapped up in about sanctification. It usually makes them anything but loving. And it usually, because it's not motivated by love, it's anything but sanctification. But think about that person, Peter, who Jesus said, do you love me? Later on, when he was dictating the letter that we call First Peter, he said this right in the opening line, and though you have not seen him, you love him. And though you do not see him now, you believe in him. You greatly rejoice with joy inexpressible, full of glory. And then he says this, obtaining as the outcome of your faith, the salvation of your souls. Now, this word salvation here, it can be a reference to like you're forgiven and you're brought into the family of God, but it's also equally used and includes sanctification, our health, or the restoration of your soul, or the completion of your soul. And so, really, there is no ultimate sanctification. The only pathway to sanctification will be love. If you love me, if you truly love me, if you really cultivate that love, you will obey me. This Sunday, we're going to talk about this, about how it is that as there are so many people in our churches and in our country, and some of them aren't even in our churches, but they profess to be Christians. And yet, there's a lot of them that don't seem to think, many people, there doesn't seem to be any practice whatsoever on this journey to becoming more like Christ. And what is the solution? What is the answer? Well, did they ever love Jesus? Or how did their love change? You know, the question is love. Did they ever really love Jesus? Or how is it that people that really have loved Jesus at some point in their life gradually, or maybe over time, their love drifts, their heart departs. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. I hope that you can be present in person this coming Sunday for that. It's going to be a very important time, both in the Sunday school teaching, the breakfast class at 9:30 and the 8 and 11 o'clock. It's going to be very important to helping you kind of evaluate your love relationship with the Lord and have some very, very clear steps for how to have that relationship restored to where it needs to be. And so I really hope that you can be there this week. I want to really encourage you to invite people. Of course, be present, but then invite. And then when you get here, welcome people. I also want to really encourage you to be faithful in those practices. We've talked a lot about you developing your own practice for life or your rule of life, to do that, to cultivate that love. But we're going to identify how we get so far off in our hearts in this series on a heart for Christ. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. God bless you.